This is the Coleman 2-person pop-up tent, this is the 4-person pop-up tent, and in this video, I'll be going through all the differences between these two tents. To set up both Coleman pop-up tents is as simple as just taking it out of the carry bag, removing the black strap across the tent, and popping it open. This takes just 15 seconds for each tent. After that, both Coleman pop-up tents can be staked down with 6 stakes, so 3 at the right and 3 at the left, and guyed out with the 2 pre-attached guy lines, which takes another minute and 15 seconds for each tent. I found that both tents took me just 1.5 minutes to set up because the setup is exactly the same with the same number of stakes and guy lines. However, for the pack up, the 4-person pop-up tent took me about 15 seconds longer than the 2-person tent because it took me slightly longer to get a good grip on the tent when folding it up. I thought the 4-person tent would be a lot more difficult to fold up because it was a lot bigger than me, but I found it pretty easy to fold up once I got used to it. The 2-person tent took me about 1 minute and 45 seconds to pack up, while the 4-person tent took me 2 minutes to pack up. The Coleman 2-person pop-up tent has a longest length of 7 feet and 7 inches and a longest width of 4 feet and 6 inches. When I inflated my X-Bed Megamet Duo 10 inside this Coleman 2-person pop-up tent, which is the size of 2 regular pads put together, it fit just nicely into the tent with the corners of the X-Bed touching the sides of the tent. When I tried to inflate an almost full-size Coleman quick bed inside this Coleman 2-person pop-up tent, it was definitely a bit squashed. One side of the quick bed was okay, while the other side couldn't be fully inflated. On the other hand, the Coleman 4-person pop-up tent has a longest length of 9 feet and 1 inch, while the longest width is about 6 feet and 8 inches. I couldn't fit 4 regular sleeping pads, but I could fit 3 regular sleeping pads inside this tent. This is what my X-Bed Megamet Duo 10 and my Sea to Summit pad looks like inside the tent for a maximum of 3 adults. Plus, lots of space left over for gear. I could also fit a queen-sized camping mattress inside this Coleman 4-person pop-up tent with lots of space left over for gear as well. The peak height at the center of the Coleman 2-person pop-up tent is about 32.5 inches, while the peak height of the 4-person pop-up tent is 39 inches. If you're using a sleeping pad or mattress inside these pop-up tents, the maximum height of the mattress I would recommend for the 2-person pop-up tent is 4 inches. When I sat naturally with a little bit of slouch on my X-Bed Megamet, which has 4 inches of loft, my head didn't touch the top of the tent, but it does hit the top of the tent when I sit upright though. For the 4-person pop-up tent, I would recommend a mattress with a maximum height of 6 inches. On my Alps Mountaineering Vertex Airbed, which is 6 inches thick, my head touches the mesh at the top of the tent when I sit upright. The Coleman 2-person pop-up tent weighs about 5.4 pounds for just the tent and carry bag alone, while the 4-person pop-up tent weighs about 7 pounds for the tent and carry bag, which is about 30% heavier. The 2-person pop-up tent has a packed size of 29 by 29 by 3 inches, while the 4-person pop-up tent has a packed size of 36 by 36 by 5 inches, which is slightly more than twice as big. Here's what the 4-person tent looks like compared to the 2-person tent, and also compared to a Coleman 2-person Sundome tent. I paid about $25 more for the 4-person tent than I did for the 2-person tent. I bought both of them from Amazon a couple of years ago, and they both come with a tent inside the carry bag, plus 8 stakes and 2 pre-attached guy lines. If you enjoyed this video so far, please help me hit that like button, thank you, and I really appreciate it. Overall, I would say that both Coleman pop-up tents are worth the price that you're going for. They're both equally affordable, both easy to set up and take down. I got plenty of use out of both tents over the few years that I've had them, and I would recommend both. But if I really had to pick one tent, I guess I would pick the 4-person pop-up tent. I think I like that tent a little better because it gives me a bit more versatility. I can fit a queen-sized mattress inside the 4-person tent, while I can't even fully inflate a full-size mattress in the 2-person tent. I've also got 6 inches more headroom in the 4-person tent than the 2-person tent, so I can afford to squeeze in slightly thicker air mattresses. Even though the 4-person pop-up tent is quite a bit bigger than the 2-person tent, the setup and takedown process is almost exactly the same and takes me almost exactly the same time, with just a few seconds more for the 4-person tent. But just bear in mind that the Coleman 4-person pop-up tent isn't exactly a 4-person tent. I think it can fit 2 people very comfortably, or 3 adults if you sleep shoulder to shoulder, or 2 kids and 2 adults, but not 4 adults because the base area isn't rectangular, it's more oval, so you don't get as much space at the sides. To find out how these 2 Coleman pop-up tents compare against other pop-up tents in the market, check out this video right here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.